This year it was a little different, you know, it's clear and no snow and 71 degrees and hot.
We started off, first crack out of the barrel, rattling antlers down in the deciduous trees, and in comes a big buck. We're talking a 140 to 150, and right behind him is another one almost identical.
Boy, he's just standing there looking.
And then another one. Tall, wide, long-tined bucks. They were hard to resist. We had bucks everywhere. This was going to be one hot hunt.
Get too many of them to pick from. There's 2 of them. That's doe.
After I shot a smallish buck last year, Wade warned me, Ron, don't just shoot a buck the first day here. And I resisted the urge to pull the trigger.
Good rattling job, Andrew. That was tempting, man. He was within about 70 yards. They really came into that rattle. This is going to be fun. Let's go get some more.
Just the way it works with being an opening morning, we don't want to spoil a tag if a bigger one might be out there.
Andrew and I had a great time. We both rattled down in the timber several times and got a lot of good bucks to come in. So we've got a lot of deer to look at, a lot of different antlers to pick from. Boy, that's a good omen for an opening day. Andrew and I had a great time. We both rattled down in the timber several times and got a lot of good bucks to come in, but we also sat on a hillside overlooking a travel route. They've got 2 major creeks running in, and they come up in a point on one of the ag fields right there where these little side draws come together.
They're looking this way a lot. Can't believe they can smell us this far off. Boy, they're alert. Oh, Ron, coming out. Oh, just a little guy. 297 yards away. Yeah, he's going back. That's gonna cost us. He's gonna be a 5 for 5 someday. He's still nervous. He's looking up again. He knows something's not right. Ron, what? Got another one. He's right behind that pole. The spike. A 1 by 1. Never smelled us. That's encouraging. Another buck way down there. You see him? Yeah, he's looking. He's starting to smell us. Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to shoot him now. Got spectacular G2s and 3s though. Yeah, we gotta get something better now. We better try for a 180.
Of course.
After all that action, Ron's hopes are sky high, but his lucky charm has other responsibilities to tend to.
Andrew and I had a great hunt, and he had to go back to school. He's in college now. He had the option of skipping classes and continuing to hunt, but he wisely decided to go back and take his classes, so Wade took over.
It's okay, you know, there's always next year we can get a bigger deer and hopefully get a deer now, but Dad'll take over and he'll rattle in some bucks and get Spomer a deer.
We had a cloudy day with some misty rain probably coming down, and the sound was carrying exceptionally well, and it just looked like the prime time to do some rattling. So back down into the timber, and bingo, right away, first thing in the morning.
Way out there's one coming in. See him?
We tried rattling, expecting the bucks to come out of these trees about 100 yards away. Here came one from the other side, 600 yards of open grassland this buck came across.
Yeah, let him come. He's coming.
And as I'm watching him come across, another one comes a couple 300 yards from the woods down at the other end of that hayfield, and the 2 meet right in front of us. We figured we were gonna see a fight. But the smaller buck wouldn't entertain it. He just backed down, eased around the bigger one, so they both lost interest in fighting each other, but they were still curious about what we were doing in that little patch of trees we were in. These were good, solid 5 by 5 bucks. Once again, I took Wade's advice, didn't shoot them. We're getting a diversity of weather to match the diversity of habitats here at Laughing Water Ranch this year. We had a couple of nice, sunny, warm days, some big winds, some calm days, and now the weather's really changing. It's getting colder, the wind's picking up, supposed to be a big storm coming in. So we're gonna see what happens, what these deer do. Now the rut's been going on for about a week now. We've already seen some breeding activity, so we're right in the middle of it. I'm not sure if this nasty weather is going to increase our sightings or if it's going to put the deer down, maybe make them stay in the cover. This is what's always exciting about whitetail hunting. You're always learning something new. Observe the weather patterns, observe the deer behavior, see if you can't put a pattern together. That's what we're going to do now.
Here at Nebraska's Laughing Water Ranch, host Ron Spomer is holding out for the slammer that guide Wade Hollenbeck assures him is out there.
So we did a combination of rattling and glassing from on high and a little bit of steel hunting. And then in the evenings, we watched those feed fields because you really can't beat that for deer coming out.
Hey, Ron, here's one coming in from the left. From the left? Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's looking at us. Just came out of those trees. He's getting suspicious. He was a 5. He had a 5th point. It's broken off. Little doe came out right there. What do you think this guy scores as a 4x4? He's got to go 150, doesn't he? Yeah, I would say so. If not, it should be a strong 147. Yeah. Gee, those you were a 5x5. Let's wait. He's tempting, but he's not quite there yet.
Boy, it's always educational to glass a lot of country because you figure out what kind of deer are on the place, how they're moving, how the does are reacting, what stage the rut is in. And it was pretty obvious that the rut was on and the bucks were looking for the does.
Now, we've had great luck rattling so far. 3 or 4 different times we've set up and rattled in bucks, and some good sized ones. They're real active, they're real aggressive, and there are a lot of them. Anytime you get a high buck-doe ratio, there's more competition, so those bucks are gonna come to rattling. And that's what we're seeing here. See if we can get one more crack at them. Okay, let her rip, boss.
Right away, big buck comes out of the trees, and this big guy looks like he's the right one, but the light is so iffy. I don't want to try a late evening shot with maybe 5 minutes of legal shooting light left on a buck like that, or any buck really. In those conditions, you're not sure of the shot, hold off. It's better to not make a stupid mistake and wound a buck and lose him. So we just backed off, it got dark, and he was still out there working those does. I thought this is a good sign, he's around. I'm gonna return to this spot with my rattling antlers.
Ron's on his last day here in northern Nebraska, and after letting a big one walk due to low light conditions, he's hoping for another crack at that 170 class monster.
This is a classic scrape under a branch right along the field edge where you've got the trees, open meadow. Bucks love to travel that lane. Who knows when they use these things, but man, that's an encouraging sign. All along here, on all of these edges, we've got scrapes and these bucks are cruising. We just have to bump into the right one. Let's see if we can invite him out.
So the next day I moved closer. There's a little creek that runs through that hayfield. Not a lot of cover on it, but a little bit of grass, and you really don't need a lot of cover when you're rattling bucks, at least not out here in the Plain States.
Okay, if he comes out, he was hanging out last night. I'm a lot closer now. This feels a lot better. Oh yeah, right on that tree line. Nice.
We had a small buck. By small, in most places, people would shoot this. About a 135, 140 buck. Comes right in front of us across the field, sees us, a little bit curious, snorts a bit, and finally moves off. And then when I look up, here comes a big guy out of the trees, and he's not 50 yards from where he went in the night before. This is our buck.
Oh, that's him. That's our boy. Standing right at the edge of the timber. White spot on his shoulders, that's my boy. Come on, big boy.
Right down he went. Oh, nice. Oh, better stay on him. Sometimes they get up when they tip right over like that. I'll watch him for a while yet. Oh, that was him right where he was last night.
Came out down that line where we'd seen bucks scraping. Looking at same edge. Classic stuff. He's down for a count.
Man, that was sweet. 200-yard shot. After last night, I wasn't sure I was going to see that buck again. That is nice to be able to do that. How lucky.
Hey, Ron, I heard you shoot. Did you get him?
Oh, yeah, I got him. Wade heard my shot, and he came out. So we both walked over to that buck, and man, he was everything he was supposed to be and then some. Oh, my gosh, he's bigger than I thought, Wade. We roughed him out at around 170 to 179. What a feeling and what a buck.
That is spectacular buck, Ron.
What we were looking for.
Only here at Laughing Water Ranch.
I guess the only place I've seen one this big this year.
Look how big he is. It's a big-bodied buck.
Massive. Man, that is a whitetail buck, and that's what keeps us coming back year after year. Oh, look at how wide he is. There's 8 inches.
Yep.
16, that's 18 to probably 20-inch inside spread, you think?
I think he's probably
more than
19.
that.
19 and little
Yeah,
19.
you're right. That's 1920.
Yep. I'll tell you what.
This is one of the finest deer hunts I have had in, I can't remember how long.